Hey everyone. Hey, I am so excited. A couple weeks ago I was interviewed by Kerry-Lou with Silver-Style-Studio. The Kerry-Lou, she is absolutely amazing. If you haven't already checked out her channel, I definitely encourage you to do so, Silver-Style-Studio. Um, she has amazing suggestions and tips on aging with style, everything from hair care, hairstyle, skincare, makeup, how to find the right eyeglasses for your complexion. So again, check her out, Silver-Style-Studio. And I hope you enjoy this interview. And until we meet again, stay strong, stay healthy, and keep setting goals. Have a beautiful day.
Hello everybody, I'm Kerry-Lou and welcome to Silver-Style-Studio. Today I have a very special guest for you. Her name is Teresa Burkett and her YouTube channel is Silver is the New Strong. Teresa first attracted my attention on Instagram. I was scrolling through and she stopped me dead in my tracks actually. Teresa is 61 years old and is truly redefining what it means to be a woman in her 60s. Welcome, Teresa.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Like I said in the introduction, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw you doing the most amazing things. I mean, I can't even do a regular push-up. I have to do the ones on the knees. You just do all these amazing things that we saw in the video montage. Were you always very physical? Like, were you a physical kid, always into sports and games at school?
You know, it's funny. I was not. I was not an athlete at all. um, when my kids were little, I was always very active, but I was not an athlete. I did the step aerobics, that kind of thing through the years, kickboxing, but really did not get into lifting heavy weights and all these crazy things I do now until I started lifting when I was in my 50s. So
Well, like you, I was doing aerobics in my 20s. I remember the first time I tried an aerobics class, my friend Linda dragged me to it. Come on, you love aerobics. So we went to aerobics and she gave me a glass of wine first. She's like, have a glass of wine, it will help loosen you up. And I didn't know what I was getting into. So we went to aerobics and I'm terrible at keeping track of rhythm anyway. So as the class was going one way, I was going the other. Anyway, but somehow I really enjoyed it and I was hooked on aerobics. But that's a totally different thing from what you're doing. That was all about really being skinny. And you know, it's not all about being skinny, it's about being strong, especially as you get older, right? It's so important to keep muscles and bones. It's good for so many things.
you're right. And strong is the new skinny. um, yes, I really, strength training has so many benefits. It wards off muscle loss, keeps our bones strong and healthy, helps with our mind, and keeps us mobile. So, especially as we're getting older, uh, more important than ever, in my opinion. And yes, and I would have had the glass of wine after the aerobics class.
Well, a lot of people come to my channel because they're interested in skincare, makeup, hairstyling, things to help people look more youthful, or things to help them be their best at any age. But people often overlook the benefits of working out, especially with weights. Like you said, it's so good for everything. Skincare, for instance, we'll buy a jar of skincare and it's so expensive. And basically, it's to stimulate collagen and give you a nice glow. But you can do that through exercise. When you're exercising, you're stimulating collagen, you're stimulating blood flow. And that's good for your hair, it's good for your nails, and muscle supports your bones. And ladies, we all know that our bones need that support as we get older. I'm going through a phase right now, Teresa. I think I told you about this before, where bone loss is showing up when I go to the doctors. They tell me, oh, you have to take this, I forget what it's called, but it's kind of a heavy duty bone supplement. And I really don't want to take it. So personally, I'm going to try doing more weight bearing exercise before I resort to the medicine. And you were telling me that you feel the same about bone strengthening through weight-bearing exercises, right?
Right. It's almost like when you're lifting weights, it's almost like your muscles are kind of massaging your bones, and it stimulates them and helps them grow, just putting it in simple terms. Of course, I would check with, make sure you run that by your doctor. But yes, if you have osteoporosis, of course, you wouldn't want to do the heavy jumping and things like that, more low impact. And again, always checking with your doctor. But
yes, I want to make sure the viewers know this is not a tutorial video. So don't follow along with these videos that I put up of Teresa doing these incredible feats of strength. Teresa, at the moment, her channel is about inspiring us and showing us what can be achieved in our older years. Some of the things you do, Teresa, you look like Wonder Woman, like when you're jumping up on that rock multiple times. Oh my goodness. So you said that you started weight training at around 50?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so
heavy weights.
Could you have done that when you were 50, or did it take all this time to work up to that?
Definitely build up to that. And box jumps, that's what I use, the rock. I do have a box, but those kind of things used to really scare me. And, along with strength training, it helps all of us, I think, with body awareness. You just have a better understanding of how your body works. So yes, it was definitely a gradual working up to those things. And you would start out definitely light with light weights and work your way up.
Okay, so your husband built you a wonderful home gym. God bless him. You've got such a wonderful, supportive husband, and we're showing some pictures of that. How long did it take him to build that?
I would say it probably took him maybe 6 months, I'm kind of guessing.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
He's amazing. He's quite the handyman. And then, yes, he built me this gym. We moved, downsized, and I live in a little cabin in the woods and have my gym down here in my basement. So.
And I've seen you actually work out anywhere. You work out in the park. The children, were there any children around? Did they think you were Wonder Woman?
One day I did have a little audience, but I said, I hope I'm not a bad grandma, because I was excited one day when the playground was empty.
I'll bet your grandchildren are extremely proud of you. How old are your grandchildren?
They vary in ages. So between my husband and I, I'm remarried, so we have 10 grandchildren total together. And all the way from college age down to 4.
Wow. I have a 1-year-old granddaughter. When she was born, there was Jennifer and her husband Brent came to stay with us for a while, and we were all taking shifts holding the baby. And she was born kind of heavy. I think she was about 9.5 pounds, maybe 10. She was a heavy baby. My daughter is so petite. So to all those grandmas out there, this is a very good incentive to be stronger, because after holding that baby for a few hours, oh, my arms and my back really felt it. And now I suppose she's about 23 pounds, something like that. And a wriggly 23 pounds. So you're holding it's like holding a wriggly weight, So that's, very good incentive for working out, ladies.
I do think it's important, especially as us older women, we have grandchildren. You were talking about your granddaughter, to be able to bend over and pick our grandchildren up and not throwing our backs out, getting on the floor and playing with them, and then being able to stand back up. So all of those, it's really, really important to keep your body strong and healthy.
Absolutely. And then there's just plain old vanity. For instance, recently I went to a big family wedding, and it was the first big event I went to in a long time. So it was, everybody's trying their best to have like this coming out moment, coming out from COVID and everything. And I asked you if you could give me some tips on trying to get my arms tweaked a little bit for this arm-bearing dress. And you gave me some really good exercises to do, and I'd like to share that with the viewers right now. So many people are looking for hope in a jar. It's like it's a holistic thing. You have to exercise, you have to drink water. Yes, skincare has never been better than at this time in our life. So we're very fortunate for that. But you really have to have a holistic approach to this. Also, like, you see sometimes people taking such incredible care of their hair. Maybe they've got the fillers, they've got everything going on, but that they're hunched over, and you can see, even if they're thin isn't necessarily good. You see some people with terrible posture. I know that I always have to catch myself from stooping. I'm always telling myself, stand up, stand up. Like you imagine an imaginary string pulling you up from your head. You have to, and the weight training really helps with that too, right?
Yes, got to have that strong core, strong back, shoulders, and yoga, Pilates, those are all great things too, especially for your core, for flexibility. I kind of do all that stuff, I kind of put it off there for a while with COVID, but that's always been, for the last 10, 15 years, an important part of my life as well. So
I love my yoga too. I do get bored doing just one thing, so I definitely do like to switch it up. So Teresa, tell me and the viewers what we can do to start weight training. If we've never even picked up a weight before, how should people start?
The very first thing you would want to do is check with your doctor, make sure everything's good. I would suggest just really light, simple set of weights. You can find them on Amazon, 3, 5, 8-pound weights. Then from there, because you do need to keep progressing, which is what I did. You just got to keep adding the weight, progressive overload as you get better and fitter. And there's also, I saw another, a heavier set of weights, which is kind of what I would recommend. It's more like there's 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. And, you don't need much space. You can do it in your living room. It comes up like a little triangle rack.
You talk a lot about goal setting, right, Teresa? It's very important to set goals.
Yes, that's a big one for me. What I find is if I have a goal and I tell other people, this is what I want to do, it keeps me accountable. And without a goal, and it's kind of like you just walk in your gym or your living room or whatever, and you're kind of lost. But if you know what, I'm gonna do 2 push-ups on my toes, if it takes me 6 weeks or whatever. So it works really good for me to set goals. I think we all need to do that.
Okay.
So also, Kerry-Lou, for having me on today, I wanted to send you either a t-shirt.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
The new strong.
Yes.
My son created this logo for me.
Oh, that's so nice.
Or I have a hat. So it's up to you, whichever one you want. But I
think I'll go for the hat. Yes, when I'm having those bad hair days, definitely. I need all the help I can get in this frizzy hair weather.
But I will definitely send you one.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a blast.
Pleasure. For some inspiration, please stop by Teresa's YouTube channel, which is called Silver is the New Strong. You can also visit her on Instagram. Her handle is home body trainer. If you look in the video description below, I'll be giving you links to Teresa's YouTube channel, as well as where you can get those wonderful t-shirts that she's offering and weights that she's suggesting, and anything else we feel might be useful to you. Thanks so much, Teresa, and we'll see you next time. Stay strong.